Okay, the first card is Fog and it says Veiled. Interesting. Okay, so November month has been truly a karmic month for all of us. It has a sense of you coming home to yourself, okay? And there's definitely a sense of delicate interplay between, these contracted and expansive energies almost simultaneously. And this week, it's about to peak, okay? So this card actually says about you not knowing the complete truth about a certain situation in your life. And I'm getting the sense that it is a lot more to do with your destiny, your sense of what you realize as what you must do in life. All of us almost have got some things figured out about what we must do from here on, okay? But I also do feel that with the wisdom that you received, you're not applying that wisdom properly. Partly the reason for that is that there's some truth in your subconscious that's not come to the surface yet, okay? So this card talks about that. This doesn't mean that you will be left in the corner in the dark sort of thing. It just means that you have to give it time, a little bit of patience to reveal itself. And if you're one of those people who try to wrestle the problem to the ground and try and figure things out, in effect what you do is you kind of postpone or cause delay in this whole process. That's something you don't want, okay? So just let it go, let the cosmos help you out. And yes, we all are eager to get there onto the other side. But when you make the transition, you have to make sure that you come from a deeper space of your soul. What you're about to do in life requires a deeper level of commitment. If you do move ahead with that superficial level of commitment, then the whole of 2014 and your experiences of the year has been in vain. So give it your due diligence, okay? Because somehow you're not letting that wisdom penetrate into yourself because there's some underlying fear, which again is something on the surface, but you kind of misunderstand it as something deep, okay? And you have to wait for it to reveal itself to you. Again, I don't think this is a time where you will get to do sound decision making. But this definitely calls for crises of some sort in some area in your life, whatever that is personally for you. Yes, and you really have to take time out to release those emotions. It's not a time for you to pretend to be strong. And this kind of makes sense, because what we have is Sun conjunct Saturn sometime this week. And when Sun and Saturn gets together, man, you're being stripped of your illusory ideals and ideas, okay? There's no choice in that. This is definitely hitting home, okay? This is something really personal. I think that's why this card came up, because it's not one of those things that on the surface that you need to take care of. This is something very subconscious, it's something very deep, and it has a profound effect on how you will look at the way you will conduct yourself, how you will do your due diligence to your destiny from here on, okay? So keep your ears to the ground and keep your eyes wide open, because this is not something you want to miss. Dragonfly, and it says emergence. What did I just tell you? Okay, so whatever information that will be revealed to you due to that situation, it's going to change your whole personality, and you're going to be rising from the ashes like the phoenix. This is beautiful. You birthing yourself into this new you, a brand new you, okay? And it's not that you've completely left whatever you were and you're moving on. It's just that you're integrating this new thing, new ideas. And as a result, there is some mutation in your personality, which is a lot less uptight, if I may say so, a lot less difficult, a lot more easy, a lot more smooth, a lot more accommodating, a lot more flexible, a lot more loving the nature types kind of personality. And it sounds good. I'm glad humanity is going through this, okay? I'm getting this image of the time Jesus spent in the garden after he realized that he was going to be crucified. And I'm getting the sense that he had a word with his father, God, Alpha, Omega, whatever that is, okay? The omnipotent force. He had a conversation with this force, and he probably said, it's too much of a responsibility, I'm not sure if I'm ready for this. And I'm sensing exactly that with this card, because I feel that a lot of us know we have to do this beautiful thing and we have to help each other. There's a lot of sense of universal love, and you want to take a step towards getting it right with others, okay? But there's also a part of us that's scared, that feels that, what if I'm not doing it rightly? What if I'm not ready for it? What if I'm incapable of one such responsibility? And you get that feeling of it's not self-doubt, it's like fear, like a baby. You know what you want to do, you were about to do it, but you're not used to doing this kind of thing. I feel this is really a good week for psychoanalysis. Ask yourself the right questions. Why did I support these kind of beliefs or these kind of self-debasing thoughts? Why did I entertain them so far? And there are some skeletons in there, and you're figuring it out. And you're like, no, I don't want them anymore. That's it, it's done. I'm being told not to compare yourself with anything around you. You are unique. You have certain uniqueness which someone else doesn't have. Even though you admire someone and you admire to be like them, you can't exactly be them, okay? Do you realize that those people whom you admire are just catalysts for your own growth? And that when you grow, you just kind of use that energy to expand your own uniqueness. That's all there is to it, okay? No two people are the same. So don't try to waste your energy or waste a tear because you're not like someone else, okay? Personal conversation really helps this week. You have a lot of support in terms of people this week. The question is, are you willing to take help? You already have people who have been trying to tell you that you're doing too much and you're burning yourself out. You probably need to pause. Maybe they have some tips on how to not try and do too much and how to do things in a balanced way. This is all about balance. This is all about knowing how much to put in as effort and energy incrementally, okay? Because success is incremental. You have to realize that. You don't get it, buy one, get one free. It doesn't work in life. You guys have to just seize one opportunity at a time and accomplish one milestone at a time with every opportunity until you reach to that point where you realize, yes, voila. Rainbow, and it says blessings. Okay, guys, it's not all bad, okay? This blessing that's been spoken about needn't have to be a material manifestation quite yet. Let's not jump the gun. There's definitely a strong precautionary advice to halt, be patient, okay? I also personally feel that this is a beautiful time to communicate with the universe, okay? Send some love to the universe for all the people who've helped you so far, even the ones who hurt you, okay? You don't have to do particularly anything. If you are someone who feel and you want to verbalize it, you got done right, verbalize it. Do a poetry. Tell the universe, I want to kiss you. Okay, regardless whatever shit I've been through, okay? So definitely a time where the communication between you and the energies that's trying to descend to help you is so strong, and you must, by all means, I wouldn't say take advantage, I would say abide by it, okay? Rainbow is actually a sign of promise. There is a lot of promise in our future that's been guaranteed to us, provided we change an attitude problem that we've got. And that problem being that expecting things to just come to you, expecting things to work out by themselves. Ask for guidance. You will definitely see some sign if you stay open to noticing. We have everything in place. We have nothing to worry about, okay? And yet you feel a sense of isolation. And I say this is why, because you haven't tried reconnecting with where you come from within. You connect with yourself, you connect with higher energy simultaneously. That's what happens when you try and spend time with yourself and try to have that conversation, okay? This is definitely a time for review, guys. Not a time for making movement not a time for accomplishment in that sense of word. Okay, so these blessings are exactly that clarity. How many ever times are human beings clear in their life? Half of the drama and theatrics that we face on a day-to-day basis is because we don't know what we want. The only thing that helps us to get to know what we want is by experiencing the things that you don't want. Okay? For some lucky others, they already know what they want. Okay? I'm not one of them. If we are being granted clarity, allow that to come through. No human being can establish a sacred bond with anything in this world without clarity. If you're clear in your life, you have nothing to feel regretful about. You know where you come from. So you're being granted that sense of solidarity. You're being granted that sense of clarity. If you decide to change your attitude, that is, okay? So I know it's scary as it may seem, you really have to step up to whatever is being asked of you. You're also being supported by the universe. You're also being supported by people around you. There's nothing you have to fear about, okay? You're taken care of. You're being goddamn taken care of by the world ever since you were born, okay? It's ocean, and it says ebb and flow, okay? The thing that will crack open this shell that you're in will be when you realize that you have to learn how to balance. We spoke about this last week. The theme continues. I even gave as an example. A good surfer knows when the tide goes up and down. And what does he do? He tries and utilize them so that he can stay on top. Why can't we do that with our emotions? Because we tend to get too attached to them. We consider them as our pets. It's a dependency issue for us. You abuse them actually. You use emotion as an excuse to not be responsible or not to move forward, not to step up. I don't think it's nice for us to treat ourselves that way, or someone else for that matter. So learn to ride with the wave. Feel happy, let go. Feel sad, let go. That's the cycle, okay? You don't feel happy and then jump to feeling sad. There is a let go in between. That is balance. Your emotions are just an indicator of how you feel about being in a certain space at a particular point in time. But it doesn't determine that the rest of your life is gonna be that way. It's just a response. So use that as an indicator and not a deal breaker. So learn to move high and low in a detached manner, and then you will learn how to deal with life. You won't have so much of issues about things not going fine all the time in your life. You're like, okay, you know what, this is life. This often happens. I can live with it. I don't want to drain myself emotionally worrying about things anymore. I appreciate that nature has cycles. I appreciate that things take their own time. The only time I should be worried about is when I stop doing what I must do. And as far as I'm concerned, I'm only wanting to focus on what I must be doing on a day-to-day basis now. I don't care about the weather. They don't decide how I must feel. I do. Take ownership of yourself, okay? And this is a great week. Now you know why it sounds karmic, don't you? Because it's all there. There's some information that you're not being given, and you have been pushed to find what that is by interacting with others who probably already have good advice for you, and you've been asked to express your gratitude for all the good and the bad things, and then let it go and send lots of love to the universe, lots of appreciation for the support, especially in this year 2014. I personally felt the support. A lot of other people have been telling me about interesting instances that occurred in their lives this year. And then, learn to ride the wave. Be yourself. Be centered on yourself. Okay, whatever happens in the surface will change, because that's nature. Okay, but what's within you is spirit, and not even nature can affect your spirit. Okay, so I bless you guys with the best realizations this week, and God bless all of us. Keep in mind, okay, the wisdom in these cards. They're always there to help you. Okay, love you. Bye.